So this is the Nikon 5100. This is a pretty old camera. It's been in the market for like what, 15 years so far. And if you want to buy it, it's gonna be really hard. And if you find it, it's gonna cost what, like $100, $150 maybe. So stick with me with this video. Hey, no 4K, no IBIS stabilization, no logarithmic color. We do have a flip screen, yes. However, if you know what to do with a camera and what to put in front of the lens, this camera might surprise you. By the way, the gimbal that we're using today is the Mosa Air 2. Pretty old gimbal as well, but it does the job. So here's the strap, and we're gonna insert this. I don't know if you know how to stabilize a gimbal, but let's check it really quick. Just slide it here, slider here. So the thing that I do sometimes is that I try to put it like in the middle. So more or less the center of gravity of this lens when I zoom in and zoom out is more or less the same. And then the first step is to balance this part. How do you say eje in English? This axe, I think it is, like this. Then you do it like this axe, like this. Oh, I almost forgot, I have to untangle this flip screen. Then this axe. As simple as that. So before turning it on, it has to be like without their locks here. Yeah, and it's well balanced before turning it on, so you don't put so much stress on the motors. All right, so the thing we're going to do now is that I'm going to follow her with and without the gimbal. You will see the difference of what the same sensor does with and without stabilization. All right, so we are going to do the same drill like without the gimbal, and you will see the difference about how it looks without the gimbal, like handheld only. Alright, so this next step is all about the camera being on a tripod. As you guys know, this is not the best camera for low light situations. So that's why we are here outside with some clouds. Actually, if you can see, the light is soft, we don't have any hard shadows, which is good, I think. But the idea is to notice the difference between having this camera not moving at all and having a camera like handheld style. The highest frame rate that this one goes is 30%, which is not that usable for slow-mo. So I think that you have to be mindful that you won't be able to cover those micro jitters from the hand. So this is what the image looks like without tripod and with tripod. So if you want to know how it sounds, because it has an incorporated microphone, this is the sound of this camera. Alright guys, so this is the audio coming straight from the camera. And while you listen to this, let me talk to you about this plugin, D-Enhancer. So D-Enhancer is the one that gives you the power to make all your footage cinematic, but actual cinematic. It doesn't only give you the power to tweak exposure, like contrast, temperature, and shadows and everything, but also you can tweak all the film print emulations from Kodak to Fujifilm, you name it. And not only that, you can actually tweak grain, bloom, halation, everything guys. So make sure you download the enhancer and use my code Alvaro10 to get 10% discount. Back to the video. So we are going to use this tripod this is the new space. We're only going to have this window as a light source hitting our model, and we're going to put our camera here. The camera is going to be against the light, so any sensor actually will have difficulties finding a good dynamic range, no matter if it's a Red Komodo or an Arri or whichever camera it is. If they claim to be like 17 stops of dynamic range, I mean, it is great, but you actually have to overpower a little bit of that light outside, so that's what we are going to do. However, we are going to test first without lighting and then with lighting. And now we're setting this light. This is the SL300 Mark III. This is a Godox light. Really powerful light because we have to overpower this window that has, I mean, it's not that harsh from the sun because the sun is all the way down to the other side, but this time we're going to use this with a softbox. So I'm putting here this baby in this baby stand, and we're going to use a softbox. I don't know if we're going to use the grid or not, but this is gonna be the setup for today. This first shot is with lighting, with tripod. The lighting is hit right in front of her, and we are trying to overpower the light coming from the window. So it's not against the light and we don't kill our low dynamic range we have here. So you ready, Roma? The same specs from the camera. We're not going to expose, I mean, yeah, we're going to expose from outside, and we're going to compensate this light from inside, so we actually see something, not just a silhouette. The action is the same. We're going to have the same image, the same camera, and don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Just make it still as possible on this tripod. So this would be the image that we're trying to make. All right, Roma, so I'm going to, yeah, we have to move this a little bit. Esto lo vamos a cortar, simplemente esto está en mi cuadro. Ahí, solo para que no se vea en cuadro. Alright, so we just move the light a little bit so it's not showing in our frame. Now we're talking. Now this is something different. Alright, so in order to compensate a little bit more, as we are using a grid here, I'm going to crank up the lighting a little bit. Perfect. And now, without touching the camera, remember we are exposing from outside. We're exposing the outside exterior. Now she's under a good exposure. So whenever you want to look something different, you just zoom in. So I'm going to go 35 maybe. There you go, 35. I'm just trying to frame her a little bit. And remember, in this lens, if we close up a little bit, we're closing our aperture. So we have to compensate that with ISO. So now we are going ISO 400. Now let's roll again. We're not moving the camera at all. All right, so we're going to set up the slider here. As you can see, this is a Magic Carpet. This is from Syrup. Pretty short slider, but this is going to make the difference. So we're gonna set it up like this on this tripod. So we have a little bit of parallax movement, so it's not that static. However, if you could see in the static version, the image was really interesting. Now if you put something in the foreground or in the background, mostly in the foreground because that's the idea of a parallax movement, you will be able to see something more interesting, even more interesting right now. So as you can see, I just placed the fluid head into this device that is attached to the actual rails. I'm going to lock this up and release these knobs or clamps, introduce it here, and as this is not on the ground, I'm going to not release their patitas. I don't know how to say that, their legs. All right, so we're gonna rotate this up and place the camera in. So now the camera is being ready. I just have to slide this in. As simple as that. I just release this thing, and as you can see, the movement is really soft. This is something that a gimbal cannot do, and is something different from just having on hand or having a static. But this is going to make the difference, at least with this camera. So it doesn't matter what you're using, the hand, the tripod, or a simple slider. The thing is how you move it, how you light it, and what you have in front of the lens. So what we're going to do now is that we just place this slider there. We're going to have a smooth transition of movement, like some parallax. I just move this couch a little bit just to have something in the foreground and try to reveal the actress here. But same action, same drill, same settings, same camera, same everything. We're using this light with the grid on, and let's see what happens. And look towards the light. Beautiful. Perfect. Now we're gonna go 18 millimeters. Ready? And camera rolling. Action. So in the same shot, as you could see, different image, something really cool, depending on what you put the camera on. But now, if you don't want to stick with the lens kit or with the kit lens, I don't know how you say it, we're gonna change the lens to a better lens. But we're going to use now the 50mm 1.4, and you will see that something with that shallow depth of field and more crispy image due to the different type of glass will really make the difference, because at the end of the day, the glass is also really important, and not only the camera or the sensor itself. So let's see what happens. All right. So just have a sense that we're going to go 1.4 just for the sake of testing something like with really good depth of field. I mean, we have really nice colors in the background. We have exposure in the background. We have hair exposed as well, and everything looks like with this beautiful bokeh that this Nikon lens gives you. So like that is perfect. Okay, so you're going to look towards the light in 3, 2, 1, and lights. Now me. That was amazing. That was perfect. All right, so final thoughts. I think all the images looked amazing. We have an amazing model here, of course. We have a pretty old lens, but that's not an excuse. We used a tripod, we used a gimbal, we used handheld. Just remember, depends on what you have in front of the lens, what type of glass do you have, what type of lighting do you have. If you don't touch the camera, if it's not needed, then don't underestimate the power of a tripod. Not even the pan, not even the tilt, but just don't touch it. Sometimes it adds up. Yeah, it's suma, I mean. So, final conclusion, imagine that we are adding some great color grading into this. I know it's 8-bit color. Their color science for this camera is not the highest one that we know. However, right now, if you want to know, we are using a color profile in this case, which is more than neutral or more than, but don't get me wrong. This is not the picture profile, which is the name, this name Alvaro Use Curve. It's not because of me, it's just the name Alvaro Use Curve. Just try to tweak the curve of the image before it hits the lens. So it doesn't mean that it's becoming logarithmic, but you can more or less gain a little bit of dynamic range. I mean, you can download it from free from different websites. Remember, Alvaro Use Curve, or different picture profiles for this Nikon. It's totally possible. You just insert it in your SD and upload the LUT, let's say, the color profile. But rather than that, it's all about lighting, composition, having a good eye in front of the lens and with the camera. And I think this camera, maybe for photography, it would be amazing. Remember, it has 16 megapixels. And if you want to see some references of some pictures made with it, like not only snapshots, but actual pictures with flash and strobes, you will be able to see it here. Okay, so the pictures I am showing you right now were made with this same camera. We made it here at the studio, and as you can see, the images are amazing. It doesn't have anything to envy other cameras. Starters, this is a great tool to have a sense of how do you feel with something like this. This is a DSLR, so how you feel the lens on your hand, how you are able to change lenses. You can put a lot of lenses, not only these Nikons. You can have Sigmas, you can have, I mean, every F-mount lens is fittable for this one. And rather than that, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you don't subscribe, please don't subscribe. Okay, if you want to subscribe, please tell them to subscribe. We're almost reaching the 1,000 subscriber anniversary. so people, subscribe to this channel, like the video, comment anything. If you want me to test any other gear or make a horror short film out of it, you just tell me. Thank you, Roma, for being in the channel, and see you in another video.